Alright guys, well if you have been watching my channel for any length of time, you probably have noticed that this folder is my favorite folder, at least in the fact that I use it all the time. This video is not a review by any means. It is strictly a modification I've been intending to do to this knife. This is a CRKT M21-4. What I'm about to go through here, as far as I know, will work on any of the M model CRKT folders. I can't guarantee that, but all the ones that I've personally handled look and feel like this will work. The only thing that I really don't like about this knife is this cheesy secondary lock here. That lock right there, which locks the blade release, so you can't accidentally release the blade. So I don't like the fact you have to pull that down and then you can release it. So my plan for today is to fix that so I don't have to use it. Alright gang, this is just what you're going to need if you choose to follow along. Need a pencil, need a T6 and a T9 Torx bit, a flathead screwdriver, and a file. To get us started, this screw also controls the tension on the blade. Figure out where you like the tension and just mark it just to make it easy to find again. Now, start with the pocket clip. This takes the T6, set them to the side, flip the blade over, move over to the T9 Torx bit, remove these two back screws back here. Next step is remove the tension screw, pop that out. Now at this point you can see that spring release just kind of separates the blade. And watch these retainers, or spacers rather, they will want to wander around on you. Now at this point you got to be kind of careful because the spring that controls this extra release may want to fly out on you. And here at this point, a little metal fin right there is what you're after. Pop that spring out. There is what you want to get rid of. That right there. So the file comes into play. And once you're done, you'll probably have a slight edge that you want to get rid of that burr. While I have this baby open, I'm going to go ahead and clean it a little bit. I'm just using silicone lubricant here, honestly, because that's what I had handy. Alright, reassembly. Take your spring with the hump facing towards you. It's pretty obvious with the divot. Get that in place. Go ahead and get your lock back in place. Now, there is a catch between that metal fin right there and the rest of that lever for the spring to sit in. Pop that in place. Kind of tricky part is you got to hold that spring down while you put this back. Now, as you can see, that release works all the time, regardless of the position of that locking lever. Now, I just left that locking lever, or the secondary lock there, just for aesthetics really. No particular reason aside from that. Put your blade back on. Now here, this little nylon spacer slash bushing, go ahead and put a little bit of lubricant on there just to ease an opening and closing. At this point, take your metal spacers. The bigger one goes on the back side, the smaller one, or the bottom side rather, the smaller one closer to the front. If you have big fat fingers like me, this can prove to be a challenge. Do your best to get things lined up. Pop your other scale back on. Your little rubber O-ring goes right there. And normally I would suggest Loctiting this to keep it from backing out on you and keep the retention exactly where you want it. But for an upcoming project, I want to highlight something about this knife, and I need it not to be Loctited. Now get that in there just tight enough to hold everything together. Now line up your spacers, your bushings, and put your screws back in. Tighten everything down. Put your pocket clip back on. Alright, there you have it. Now, that extra lock is there for aesthetics only, just to kind of fill up that hole or gap there. Now, you can close it like a normal folder. Alright gang, well thanks for joining me. I hope you guys find that helpful, and I guess I'll see you next time. Have a good one.